just 6 inches around the perimeter, and then the glue changes from the deck adhesive to a contact adhesive. Just marking that out. So we're just going to roll this back to the middle like a carpet. So we start from the middle and then glue out from the middle back to this side, and then once that's all glued down we'll do the same process from that side back to the middle, and then you find the point where you're glued to. Just try and keep straight with each other here, because obviously imagine as you're gluing the rubber down. So I'm just going to bring that in a little bit. It's pretty good. So we've marked up, as we said, so 6 inches from the perimeter. So we've done that all the way around, and then that's our premium bonding adhesive that goes around the outside, and then we've got our deck adhesive that will go all across the deck up to that line. So we've rolled the rubber back to the halfway point, as you can see behind you. Yeah, so we've sanded obviously all the roof prior to today, before the rubber was relaxing for a week. And then this was all blown off to make sure there was no dust or anything like that on the roof, so we know now that we're all nice and clean, ready to glue the roof down. Just gluing the roof, the deck adhesive. Steve-O's up behind you, smoothing it out. Yeah, you don't want puddles in this. So you want to make sure it's all, you know, like if it was like this, say, and you're like that, you don't want to be leaving bits like that. You want to make sure it's all smoothed out. When I'm gluing it down, I usually work to the sheets of the OSB, and then like there, so I know that that bit's glued, we just leave that rubber just pulled back very slightly from the last joint, and then you know you're glued the whole way through. So we just repeated the process and then gone back, rolled out to the middle where we were stuck to, and then you'll see there that so it's got hold of it now. You can't pull that back any further. So it's like a contact adhesive. So you've got to do both sides, the roof and the rubber. Just getting ready to start doing all the trims. So what I've just done there, Ben, is over the front there, the rubber was a bit longer obviously. So what I do is I pencil line the bottom of that trim in, so then I know that when I cut the rubber I want to cut it like 10mm up from that, so that you don't see any of the rubber sticking out below that trim. So yeah, just been around and done that on the front, and then yeah, start pinning them on. You see that where this is plastic, obviously it wants to move in the sun, especially it being black. So they make that hole a lot bigger than the nail. So when you put these in, you actually want to leave them off a little bit loose so that it can move in that joint. So as it expands with the sun, that'll just move up and down. Yeah, so you see this 2-part gutter trim there? The rubber is going to fold up into there, and then this trim clips then into that bottom part, and that holds all that into place honestly. So when I cut the excess off the back of the roof there, and obviously you want to make sure you've got enough in there, because obviously that wants to fold up there, but you don't want it to interrupt with that pushing into there. You know that clip that we just watched going there? So when I'm doing that, I stand the blade into that groove. You see that bottom groove there? I run the blade along there like that, and that's, you'll see that like that. And then once that pushes up and in, that's out the way of that bottom channel.